Question number 1 is age. Under 18 is the first category. 18 to 21 is the second category. 22 to 25 is the third category. 26 to 29 is the third category, and the 30 plus is the last category. Now, of course, when we first did the census in June 2020, the 30 plus category was tiny. Okay, the under 18 category was at 15%, and over the course of many years, this number has diminished. When we first started it, June 2020, under 18 was 15.6%. Here, I'm going to start the poll now. Go ahead, put your answers in there. You can vote inside of Twitch. I don't even know if I could like pop out the poll, unfortunately. Okay, but holy the 30 plus category started off like crazy. Now, many of you have gotten older. Okay, many of you have gotten older. Also, 30 plus is a very big category. It means 30 to whatever the and it seems like this community has gotten so much older over the course of many years. Now, this could potentially be a reason. One reason could be because if you're on mobile, you can't vote on the polls and shit like that. And 30 plus is so broad that we might have to break it up eventually for the next census, because everyone is getting older. That's how age works. We went from 30 plus at 18.98% to the last census 30 plus factoring 37.6%. Okay, I mean, next year is going to be only 30 plus at this point. Under 18 went from 15.6% in June 2020 to 3.4% in July 2023. On 18 to 21 went from 19.49% to 13.97%. 22 to 25 in June 2020 was almost 30% of the census voters, and it went down to 22.41%. 26 to 29 age demographic went from 18% to 23%. So that also increased, obviously. So like the upper limit is getting larger and larger. Okay, as it stands, and you're voting, I hope. Currently, the poll is over. Age 30 plus is at 44%. So we went from 30 plus being 37% to 44%. Many of you gotten older. 26 to 29 is at 22%. It used to be at 23%. 22 to 25 went from 22.41% to 21%. 18 to 21 went from 13.97, almost 14%, to 11%. And the under 18 category is now at 2%. It went from 3% to 2%. Okay, it is officially Unk Central in this bitch. So for people who constantly say Hassan's entire audience is like little babies, only 10K voted out of 30K. What's up with that? What do you mean? That's even more voter participation in the in this poll than the last one, pretty much. Usually the way we do the census is yeah, not everybody votes. Most people don't vote. While this community is still much younger in comparison to other communities that engage with politics, of course, the community keeps getting older and older and older. Okay. Little Bear took note. Okay, thank you, Little Bear. All right, moving on. We are now going to do the gender one. Okay. We're doing gender. Does it stress you out to see the changes in your audience? Like, you ever feel like you're falling off? Why would I feel like I'm falling off? My average viewer count is literally identical to what it was, if not higher right now than it was this time around. Falling off at 35K is a ridiculous question to ask. No, my community is getting older, understandably, as many people have stayed. The only difference here is that I'm not picking up a new slate of younger people because they're all too busy watching TikTok or, you know, believing in Andrew Tate and listening to Aiden Ross. That's the unfortunate consequence of how this work. Okay, let's continue. I started watching you when I was 23. I'm 26 now. There you go. Let's continue. Let's get to gender. This is a tricky one, as always. Okay, for gender, we have male, female, non-binary, and other. Polls start now. Non-binary. Okay. The male percentage of this community has actually gone down. Okay. In June 2020, the male percentage was 83%, whereas the female percentage was 11.51. Last census, July 2023, the male number had went down to 69.6%, and the female number had gone up to 22.69%. As it stands currently, and the non-binary number went from 3.61% to 6.8%. Now, part of that, and I'm not even joking when I say this, I think it unironically is a consequence of some assigned male at birth chatters literally becoming or you know, coming to the recognition that they are trans women. I'm not even joking when I say this. I think that probably has played a role in this. However, polling results are up, and it seems to me like male is at 67%, females at 24%, and non-binaries at 8%, with other at 1%. The female audience percentage is growing. Have you personally observed any changes in discussions with chat that you think could correlate to the shift in the census? I think all of this makes sense. Young men definitely have a more right-wing attitude now, okay? You've also gotten hotter, maybe. I was a cis male when I started watching in 2018. Now I'm a trans woman, Lamau. There you go. 2020 to 2021 was your largest shift? Election. The fan cams on TikTok are working, folks. Seems to me like we have the percentages right here. Male is at 67% with 9,000 votes. Female is at 24% with 3,000 votes. Non-binary at 8% and other at 1%. The community census numbers are in. He's transing our 30-year-old children. Yeah. The number of men in this community is going down at an alarming rate, from 83% to now 67%. The number of women in this community have gone up from 11.51% to now 24%, the highest percentage we have logged in this community. I welcome this change. Okay? I welcome this change. And with the number of non-binary people going from 3.61 to a whopping 8%. We still got enough men for stuff like this happening in Hoscourt. I just learned about the clit like last year. Y'all can't keep dropping more pussy lore. All right, up next is political ideology. Okay, political ideology, folks. Oh, I can open it as a new poll right here. I didn't even realize. Okay, new poll, political ideology. We have socialist. We have sock them, social democrat. We have apolitical. We have liberal and conservative. Okay, 3 minutes. The poll is starting. Political ideology as a poll right here. Now, over the years, the number of conservatives have diminished from in 2020 at 5.24% to the last time around with 1.08% conservatives. The number of liberals have also gone from 7.69% to 2%. The number of social democrats have gone from 37.5% to 18%, and the number of socialists went from 51.5% to 75%. Socialist is all-encompassing. It just means anti-capitalist, okay? Anti-capitalists of all different varieties, shapes, sizes, colors. Now, I haven't seen the result yet, but it seems like socialist is now at 77% as opposed to the 75%, with Soc Dem Social Democrats at 18%, which used to be at 18% still, apolitical at 2%, liberal at 1%, conservative at 1%. Do you think conservatives are leaving or converting? No, 100%. It is, it's most likely, especially the jump from Soc Dem to socialist is a matter of conversion. I would say with liberals is a matter of conversion, with apolitical is a matter of conversion, maybe even with conservatives. So you frequently get one guy by 2% of the chat? Yes, I do. The raw number of Soc Dem isn't really going down though. I should have done this f***ing poll immediately after Kamala Harris to see what the real response was. Okay, so the percentage of socialists have gone up. It's kind of funny to think that we're probably polling haters. Yeah, shout out to Brilliant Drink for the graphs, by the way. Yes, thank you, Brilliant Drink. All right, it seems like the results are in. I 100% think some libs left because of Palestine and eating the propaganda from Zionists. Maybe. Lol, at least you're being honest with yourself about it. No evasion at all. Yes, I do. 77% is socialist, 18% is social democrat, 2% is apolitical, 2% is liberal, and 1% is conservative. There you have it, folks. There it is. Moving on to ethnicity. I love doing these, dude. I love doing the census. I was a little afraid of doing the census, but now that I'm doing it, it's like so much fun getting to learn the community a little bit better and seeing like, it's like a fun surprise for me to see like what has changed. Okay. We have Caucasian, Hispanic / Latiner. We have Asian Pacific Islander. We have Black and mixed / other. Okay. This one is always confusing for a lot of people. Pick what feels like what you identify with the most. I have thought about putting in MENA instead of other. And if you're Afro-Latino, then, you know, whichever one you see fit. Like, if you're Afro-Latino, it's probably better to put black. It's more so about like what you are. I don't want to say that. Like, I actually don't know. If you identify as black, then you put black. I haven't done it yet. Hold on. I'm thinking like, should we actually the mixed other out and then put fucking MENA? It's because I'm limited too. It's because I'm limited. This is how the census used to be. Play it after this vote. Yeah, chat would complain all the time about the census. Nah, keep it consistent. Yeah, okay. You know what? Let's do it. Consistent. For consistency's sake, we'll keep other / mixed in there. Yeah, the US Census mixes Caucasian with MENA, but like I put Caucasian on here. No, we can't do a straw poll. Chat, it break. I wish we could do more in the poll, but we can't like literally as a Palestinian, I'm gonna put Caucasian. I mean, that's how it is in America. Apolitical rise, only here to spam dumb shit in front of 40K daily. No stake in this, but I like you, so I'll vote leftist or whatever. All right, let's do it. I'm starting to poll. It. We're doing mixed other. Okay, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and the 8% that is MBs. You could do 2 polls with more options. Nah, almost removing mixed after Trump said Kamala's a fake black woman. Bold move. We need a Asian category. Where the is American? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we started off with 43% Caucasian in June 2020, with 13.4% Hispanic Latiner, with 9% Asian Pacific Islander, 7% Black, and 25% mixed other. We arrived last time around at 57.9% Caucasian. The community is becoming whiter and whiter, with 17.8% Hispanic Latiner. That number grew. The Asian Pacific Islander number dropped, and the Black chatter community has stayed resilient and strong in spite of everything else at 7%, with mixed other at percent. This is one of the few polls that actually shows a change in the demographics of this community, as in like people leaving, people coming in, versus you know, aging out of a certain group. To be fair, we started off at like 5K voters, now it's up to 10 to 12K. Yeah, Caucasian is at 58%. Remember, it also features like nobody wanted to admit they were white in 2020. That could be the reason. Caucasian numbers have jumped up to 58%. Black chatter still at 8%, resilient, staying strong. Hispanic Latino chatters at 17% in comparison to 17.8%, and Asian Pacific Islanders percent in comparison to 8.6%. So this community has once again gotten whiter. You going to DreamCon should have bumped this up to 10%. Bro dropped the C word with a hard R and his white audience grew. Once again, defeating the anti-white racist allegations handily with 58% of the chat Caucasian, 17% Hispanic Latiner, 8% mixed other, 8% Asian Pacific Islander, and 8% Black. That's actually kind of crazy. It's just so the Black audience grew a little bit, whereas the Asian Pacific Islander audience remained just about the same, and the Hispanic Latino audience got smaller by like a small margin, with the mixed other community staying the same. Every year we grow older and whiter. We are really struggling to build a Black movement in the chat. We need a strategist or something. The few of us can only do so much. Now, if you want to watch a video about how this went down like the last couple of times, here it is. Done it in a while. Let's figure out what this community looks like now. The Hasanabi census is upon us, folks. A community full of young white people is now turned into a community of old white people. We're correcting. Italian is not a race. Stop asking me if Italian is a race. If you are Catholic, you are Christian. The f do you mean, dude? Are you still practicing Islam? When have I ever practiced Islam? When? Chatters be like, I'm actually the one chatter from Antarctica with the men are being attacked on the Hasanabi broadcast. You should separate atheist from agnostic. Vegans up by 1%. That's unacceptable. Man, if you're a communist, just shut the f up and vote socialist, okay? God, like, what about Maoist third world is like, what if you're still in high school? Then you write high school. Why would you write anything else? Shut the f up, New Zealanders. You know exactly what the f I'm saying when I say Australia. Shut the f up and vote Australia if you're from New Zealand. No one cares that you're on an educational journey trying to learn more about the world. Shut the up, student. I'm a student. I'm learning. That's what you sound like. Student is the same as unemployed. Why am I even catering to like insecure students, dude? Start it. Just pull, man. Here. That was in 2022. There it is. Atheist agnostic at 76%. Went down by 2 points. Christian state at 11 points, or at 11%. Other at 7%, which was at 7.1. Islam and Judaism are picking up again, going from 1.5 and 2.5 to 2 and 4. The poll results here are inaccurate, as evidenced by the fact that I've made you all say the Shahada. Okay, you have a surprisingly large number of ex-Mormons in the community. That makes sense. All right, up next is You Think I Care, But I Don't. Straight is at 56% from 60%. Bi-pan up from 25% to 28%. Gay and lesbian up from 5.8% to 8%. Asexual up from 4% to 5%. Community has been homofied successfully. My goals of queering the adult population is occurring. 29, what the f? 6 foot 27. Bro, this is identical. Wait, what? What the f is going on? Bruh, this is identical. Bro, we're adults anymore. We don't grow anymore, dumbass. Okay, but the demographics changed. So did you have a race change? Like, what are you talking about, chat? Did you have a fucking race change? No, I would have expected at least like that is crazy that like the racial makeup of the chat has changed, but like this is like damn near identical. It's crazy. Yeah, we have new chatters, but with the same height distribution. Bottom G with a 10. Holy shit, the big ballers, dude. All right, someone, just because I've also done Naruto runs as a joke does not make me a weeb either, okay? It does not make me a weeb. Okay, I'm serious. Just because an anime girl gave me a lap dance in VR chat does not make me a weeb either. How this? I wore a kimono to a church on Christmas once. I also brought manga to a hibachi restaurant for my birthday and had the staff sign it. Yeah, see, that's a weeb. Here you go. That's a joke, but it's also a weeb. Okay, here's why I'm not a weeb. Okay, listen. I'm not a weeb, and here's the big difference. Yes, I do have a samurai sword, but that doesn't change anything. That doesn't make me a weeb. And the video of me swinging a katana around does not make me a weeb either. I actually went back and watched JoJo season 6 episode 1 minute 21:12 for the Jolene stripping scene, and it was worth it. That's taken out of context. Okay, things have changed a lot since then. All right, but let's see if things have changed for this community as well since then. Weeb poll is initiated. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Weeb poll. When we first started this in December 2020, no's were at 52% and the yes were at 47%. And I used to unironically clarify myself as a non-weeb. Okay? I used to consider myself a non-weeb. And I think since then, I have obviously come to the recognition that I am openly a weeb. Things have changed for me. I used to not accept my identity, much like many chatters went from questioning to like gay or bi or pan, or chatters who went from male to female or whatever, okay? A lot of us have come a long way and have come to certain recognitions. And yes, I would probably consider myself a weeb now, okay? I'm just saying. Like this, we're gonna be really real. Like that's the point. Bro came out of the weeb closet. That is true. The community went from no being the majority to no being the minority, but you know, it's almost like a direct swap. 47 to 52, which the standards now are, oh my God, majority no. 54% to yes at 46%. No, if you like Cowboy Bebop and Baki and maybe 3 other animes beyond that, it doesn't make you a weeb, I don't think. Okay. Many weebs don't realize they're weebs, but also at the same time, like I click non-weeb. You just know, you know when you're a fucking weeb. If you spam I in the chat, you're a fucking weeb. Okay, that's just it. I'm not a weeb, dude. I'm literally not a weeb. Okay, I'm not. Yes, I do have a samurai sword, but that doesn't change anything. That doesn't make me a weeb. And the video of me swinging a katana around does not make me a weeb either. Okay, listen. I'm not a weeb. I'm not a weeb. No! I'm not a weeb! Stop! I'm not a weeb! I'm not! I know things! That doesn't make me a weeb, okay? Just because I have just because I have 2 body pillows does not make me a weeb. It's a meme. I have it as a meme, okay? I've never, like, you know, one of them is literally myself, so it doesn't count. And then the other one was sent to me as a joke. But just because I've also done Naruto runs as a joke does not make me a weeb either, okay? The anime figures behind me on my cabinet are literally because you guys sent them to me, and I just wanted to show you what I hate. When I suggested that you got a Berserk figure, you literally got excited at the prospect. Okay, well, Berserk is sick, and it transcends anime, okay? That's crazy. Bro, there are weeb levels. You're like level 7 out of 10 and talking about 10s as the only weebs is ridiculous. What the fuck is a 1? If I'm a 7, what's a 1? A guy that's like accidentally seen anime, like a Studio Ghibli production or something, when they were walking past the fucking movie theater? Like, what do you mean? If I'm a 7 and that guy's a 1, is that what you're saying? I'm a 1, okay? On the weeb scale, if we're gonna admit that, I'm a 1, I think. I've never watched One Piece. Dude, I've had sex, okay? Can't be a weeb. That's it. Your Honor, I rest my case. I've had sex more than once, and I shower. I'm not a weeb. I'm not a fucking weeb, dude. I clicked on not weeb on the poll. Nani? Oh, and if you meet the Prince Sita, then perhaps tell him I was splashing around and Bichan. You don't understand. I'm gonna lose it. I'm just letting you know. Rule 34, Hinata coming soon. Nope, mom is not here, so we're good. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, like things have changed dramatically. Weeb percentages at 55% no, 45% yes. You're like Harlan Crow in that you keep a room full of weeb material that you can walk in there to remind yourself how much you hate it. Yeah. This was before your Japan trip though. No, I have definitely gone up on the weeb scale. Like that was back then. The funniest thing is like back then I did legitimately not consider myself to be a weeb, and I thought that like weebs were really fucking like constantly talking about anime. And I do stand. I do definitely. I will say this much. Back then I didn't talk about anime as much. Okay, like dude, I got Doflamingo back here. Do not make me bring up a clip from 2019. I'm just saying like I didn't talk about it as much as I do now, and I consider it to be derogatory. I still do, but I considered it back then, and I didn't recognize that I was a weeb. All right.
Amount of muscle mass? What the fuck? Why? Where is this coming from? I have not lost an alarming amount of muscle mass. Saying true. I have not lost. No. This is not true. I have not lost. I have not lost muscle mass.
Do I look the same as I did back then? Or am I more jacked now?
I will be the greatest hero one day. I will be the world's greatest hero.
I can't tell. I think I might have maybe more jacked, but you're also more tan, so we could just look that way. I mean, it's different lighting right now. There's a lot of sunlight in here. I feel like I'm more jacked, definitely more defined, at least like size wise a bit larger, but you got way more definition. Maybe you can't really tell. The lighting is not great right now. You more husky now? Shut the up. Holy now we can see it in real time. We can see the change in real time. Percentage of male went down. Percentage of female went up. We're up big. I'm gonna say a quarter of this community is women. 8% is non-binary. Number of socialists has gone up. Caucasian has remained strong, but pretty much the racial breakdown, the racial makeup of the chat is like almost identical. We've had the reverse white genocide in here. I mean, yeah, it just seems like it's the same community overall, with the exception of like maybe gender changing a little bit. Same community, getting older, maybe getting like more women in here. The atheist concentration makes me sad. Like it's pretty crazy that it's like take another age poll, way less people voted. I feel like no, they didn't. Sexuality changed a little bit. Like dude, the height is identical from last year. Like look at this look at these fucking margins. Like yeah, it's the same ass community. It's just like a little bit gayer and more trans. Does this not make you want to collab more with streamers with different demographics? Hello, what's happening? Oh, someone got bored, huh? Hello, did we get bored? Is that what happened? That's what we're here? What's going on? He's like, I'm here. Dude, this is identical, dude. Ever dynamic is like literally identical, and weebs have changed a little bit. You should do a poll on how many people change their political ideology over time. No, I'm gonna tweet this link out to show once and for all. I mean, this is just my Twitch audience, obviously. Okay, you don't think I should tweet it out? Why not? Okay, it's just for us. I won't tweet it out. Can you do one on YouTube? I mean, YouTube gives me demographics. I can see it. I don't even know how to, but we can look at it. How do I look at it? YouTube Studio? Let's see. Is it analytics? Audience. Does it not show your audience? Top geography, 60% United States, 6.4% Canada, 6.2% United Kingdom, 3% Australia, 3% Germany. Age and gender is 21.6 female to 76 male. And it's mostly 18 to 35. 13 to 17 years is at 1%. On YouTube, it's 13 to 17 is at 1%, 1.1%. 18 to 24 is at 31.3%. 25 to 34 is at 47.4%. 35 to 44 is at 12.9%. 45 to 54 is 4.5%. 55 to 64 is 1.7%. 65 plus is 1.2%. I mean, I can look up 2024 entirely, and yeah, it's and the male to female breakdown is 21.5 to 76.3, unspecified 2.2, but that's like the most you can see.